Welcome to this new video with Alvin Miles. I want to do a quick recap of Debby now that it's out of the way, plus those temperature trends, so watch this video all the way to the end. Let's start with a quick recap of Debby, which again is out of the way, but this graphic comes from our Weather Prediction Center and U.S. National Weather Service to break it down for us, and they did a really good job forecasting this, and this was from August 4th through August 9th, and again, if you were following them on their socials, where the bullseye heavier rain fell is exactly what they were forecasting, so follow them on their socials. They do a really good job, and of course me as well. But Florida, Georgia, South Carolina, North Carolina, of course, is where the heavier rainfall did fall, especially parts of southeastern Georgia and southern Carolina is kind of where that bullseye was, and that's kind of where the heavier rainfall was focused. So definitely they did a really good job with this, but again, it is out of our way now. We don't have to worry about it anymore, okay? So now let's get to the forecast for Missouri and Illinois, of course, the St. Louis area, the 6 to 10 day temperature outlook, and this goes from August 17th through the 21st. And note that our normal high is going to be dropping throughout the month of August. Now we're starting to get into the latter part of the calendar year. So by the time we get to August 31st, our normal high is already down to 86. Not horrible, but note that it's dropping through the month. So today, August 11th, our normal high is 89. By the time we get to August 31st, it's dropped. So please note, every time I'm making a new video, you'll note how our normal high starts to drop just a bit. So I wanted to let you know that before we get to this outlook. But this outlook basically means when we take our normal high and look at the temperature outlook from the Climate Prediction Center, that we're leaning or just above normal, especially the further southwest you head. Notice how the probabilities start to go up, especially parts of Texas and Oklahoma. But for us here in Missouri and Illinois, we're kind of leaning or just above normal, which means that we're kind of going to have temperatures in the 80s in between this period. Sometimes we're a bit warmer, sometimes we're a bit cooler. But again, our normal high through the end of the month will start to drop. So I just wanted to let you know, and this outlook will change. They update this every single day, so I just wanted to note that to you as well. The 8 to 14 day temperature outlook also changes even more than the 6 to 10 day temperature outlook, and you can see again this early August only basically means our normal high, because again it's going to be dropping, but basically this means, and the normal high I should say will be even lower than 89 by the time we get to the 19th through the 25th. It will be basically leaning or just above normal is basically what this means. And you use this chart at the bottom right of your screen if you can see it. You may have to zoom in on your phone if you're watching it there. Basically, we look at probabilities, and this basically means leaning or just above normal. So when our normal high is in the 80s, which basically means that we're kind of going to have our normal ranging in the 80s. So that's what I'm trying to say with that. Hopefully that made sense. I'm trying to make this make sense a whole lot of the time because I talk about this in every single one of my videos. But again, we look at the normal high, look at the temperature outlook, and this just looks like a lot of days ranging in the 80s. Some days were warmer, some days were cooler, and again our normal high will be dropping. And again, don't want to confuse anyone. Debby is out of our way. It's out of the way. We don't have to worry about it, but I definitely wanted to do a recap. That's why the YouTube video is called a recap of Debby, so that we know the rainfall that is already fallen. So I definitely wanted to do a recap of this. You've probably already seen it on the news, so maybe I'm talking too much for you, but hopefully this made sense. And for a much shorter video, and I'm talking about 60 seconds or less unless I have to make it longer, but I kind of want to make my videos as short as possible on X. Make sure you follow me on there. The link will be down in the description. I go more in depth when it comes to your week forecast, giving you the information you need and information you can rely on. And know that the forecast changes a lot. I don't like when the forecast does circles on me. It's done that several times this summer, but I try my best to keep everyone up to date on the forecast so you can follow me on there. You can rewatch this video if you need to, but again, we're just doing a recap of Debby, which is out of our way now, and just looking at those temperature trends. But until then, I hope you have a great start to your week. We're getting really close to back to school. This month is really flying, and of course I'll have updates on your forecast again on my Twitter page or X. Until then, I hope you have a great start to your week.